On this edition of Alberta Dugout Stories, the podcast, part one of our look at the MLB draft and some of the names who came from our province. Welcome to episode 36 of Alberta Dugout Stories, the podcast. I'm Joe McFarland. It's a week many aspiring big league ball players have circled on their calendars. The Major League Baseball draft helps usher in the dream of playing professional baseball. This year, a total of 25 Canadians were selected during the 40 rounds, including 4 from our province. Stony Plains' Adam Macko, Matt Lloyd of Okotoks, and 2 Lethbridge pitchers, Tanner Jessen Dalton and Thomas Little, were taken this year. We also saw a handful of players who trained here get selected, including our first guest. Nanaimo's Josh Bergman, who went through the Vauxhall Baseball Academy program, was taken in the 4th round, 162nd overall, by the Chicago Cubs. They were rightly impressed with his numbers. In 14 starts, he sported a 3.99 ERA with, get this, 101 strikeouts in just 79 innings of work. He was a guest on episode 24 of the podcast. If you want to hear more about his personal story, here we chat about getting the call and a great story about where he was when he found out he might one day call Wrigley Field home. Hey Josh, thanks for joining us for a second time on the podcast.
Yeah, thanks Joe. Thanks for having me on.
First off, congratulations on being drafted by the Chicago Cubs this week. How does it feel? Has it sunk in yet?
Yeah, it kind of comes into reality. You know, it was a little bit of obviously a little bit of a shock at first because it's such a great day. I mean, right now it's just all settling in and becoming a reality, and I couldn't be more excited to be a Chicago Cub. Were
the Cubs on your radar?
Yeah, they were one of the teams that were interested in us. They had a genuine interest from the beginning of the season till up to draft day, and I couldn't be more thrilled to be drafted by such a great organization.
Walk us through the moment that you get that phone call or that text message, or you're watching it on a screen. How is it that you find out that it's going to be the Cubs?
Yeah, it was a cool story. I was at my sister's convocation she was graduating university, and so I was trying to focus on that, but also be focusing on my phone so that when I get the call that I can answer the phone and make sure it all goes down, and I could pick up the phone. And she just walked across the stage, and then I got the call kind of 10 minutes shortly afterwards from my advisor saying that we were going to get picked next by the Cubs. And after that, they had called me and said that they're thrilled to have me part of the organization. And it was definitely a great day for my family.
I can only imagine how ecstatic the entire family is, except for maybe your sister. Was she feeling a little outgunned maybe a little bit? Was she feeling a little upset that, hey, it's supposed to be her day here, and here you are getting drafted too?
No, she was very happy for me, and I was just happy that I could be there while that moment was going on for her, because I know how hard she's worked for that, and she's done an amazing job with her schooling, and we've supported each other throughout the whole process, and she was amazing about it, and I'm happy for her and super excited for her and what comes next for her as she is for me.
It seems as though the family's pretty close to your heart. I mean, you went viral earlier this year thanks to a conversation that was had on TV with your mom.
All right, Josh, bear with us on this one, but as part of today's telecast, it is Mother's Day, and we had your mom in the booth, and she was amazing. She did a great job. She has a future in broadcasting, but she did tell us a story about you. Take a listen here.
Yeah. Well, I want to kind of get back to these embarrassing stories. And I don't know what you could share with us, but maybe you have something back in the day.
Josh had an aversion to not wearing clothing.
Okay.
Oftentimes you could be found dancing around the house without his clothes on. So he's a little free spirit, that kid.
Your reaction?
No, she's dead on, man. You know, she got it right. She hit it right on the nose. And no, I'm absolutely grateful that she was here today, and I love her to death. And I couldn't imagine a better day with her. So it was an awesome day. It was a great day for all of us.
Yeah, no, that was on Mother's Day. She got on the Pac-12 network doing an interview with the guys, and she shared a few stories. And I could say that she's 100% right about it. But yeah, the video went a little bit viral on Twitter and whatnot. So yeah, it was a pretty good one.
Talk a little bit about your next steps now that the draft is over and you can finally kind of relax, but at the same time, get ready for the next steps.
Yeah, so for me being a Canadian kid, I got to get a visa now to go and play. So the next step would probably be go to their spring training facility in Arizona while we wait for that visa. And then depending on what they want to do in terms of my workload, if they want me to go out and play short season A-ball with their affiliate in Eugene, or if they just want me to shut it down for the summer, maybe come back for some fall instructs or whatever they choose to do. I'm going to talk to them later tonight about that. So, there's a few options in terms of the next steps.
How excited are you to be able to adventure into this and be able to take in whether it's Arizona or any other place along this journey?
Yeah, absolutely. I feel like this is a dream of mine, and I'm just happy it's becoming a reality. I feel so prepared for this, both mentally and physically, and I honestly just can't wait to get started. I'm super excited and super excited to do it with the Chicago Cubs.
I know that Les was very beaming about your abilities to be able to go through Tommy John surgery and to have gone through the ebbs and flows of making your way through college. And now, what does it mean to you to have been able to have your name called and to be able to say, yeah, it's not that you've made it, but you've certainly been able to make it to the next step?
Yeah, no, it's a huge thing for me. It's a big confidence booster. And it's just like a lot of surreal feelings coming back, knowing of what I've been through and being able to overcome that and work hard through that, and to see all my hard work kind of culminating together and it being shown through the draft. I'm just super happy with how everything went, and I just can't wait to get going for the next step here.
When you were in Vauxhall, could you have ever imagined that one day you'd have your name called in a major league draft?
Yeah, no, man. When I first went there in the 10th grade, I was thinking, I just want to get better as a player. I want to get better as a person, work hard, get stronger in the weight room. I never really thought too far into the future. I was focusing on the here and now, working on getting better as a student. And then as kind of we started to progress and the baseball side started to really start to take off, this thought started to creep into my mind. I always, as a kid, pictured myself playing in the big leagues one day, and this is just a step that helps me in that direction of achieving that dream.
I get the feeling that you are already looking ahead to what you have to do to get better to make sure that you can keep this dream going. What do you envision as being things that you need to work on so that you can make an imprint and an impression on those within the Cubs organization so that you can keep going?
Yeah, I think it's just being consistent, going out there every day and showing my stuff, establishing all four pitches, throw them with a little bit more jump to them, throw them with some more break to them, and just throw all four pitches with more consistency. And something I feel like that we didn't do as much this year that I wanted to do, but I think in the next step we're going to be able to do all the things that we want to do, and I think that's what's going to help me down the line and move myself up within the organization.
Final question. Is there a single part of the next step that you are most excited for?
Yeah, I would say just the competition is what I'm really excited for. Going out and playing against the best players in the world every single day is going to be such a challenge, and I just welcome that challenge with open arms, and I'm very excited about that. I love bus rides and being around the guys, so I'm really excited for that, to get to know my teammates within the organization, get to know the people within the organization. I'm just really excited for the challenge and playing against the best players every single day.
And we are certainly excited for you as well, Josh. Again, congratulations on being drafted by the Chicago Cubs. All the best as you make your way towards the big league team, and thanks again for dropping by on the podcast.
Hey, Joe, I appreciate that, man. Thanks for having me on again.
Back on episode 8 of Alberta Dugout Stories, the podcast, Dogs Academy product, Matt Lloyd told us last year's draft was pretty tough for him. He was a highly touted pick and had a heck of a season at Indiana University, but no one called. After some reflection and trying to answer the question of why, he came back and had another stellar campaign at IU, hitting .277 with 17 home runs and 58 RBIs. He also picked up 5 saves on the mound with a blistering 1.80 ERA. It was just too good for the Cincinnati Reds to pass up as they took the 6'1", 195-pound utility man in the 15th round, 444th overall. Matt, thanks so much for joining us on the podcast.
No problem.
How does it feel to hear the words Matt Lloyd, Cincinnati Reds draft pick?
It's pretty crazy. It's something I've always wanted to hear, being a draft pick since I was probably 11 or 12 years old, and to happen 10 years later, it's pretty crazy. And honestly, it doesn't feel that real yet even. So,
were you expecting Cincinnati to give you that call?
Honestly, no, I wasn't. I had no idea, Cincinnati was going to take me, but I'm glad they did, and I'm excited, to get going with them.
Were you aware of any teams that were sniffing around, or was it tough to kind of gauge because you guys had such a good team in Indiana this year, and there were a lot of people, there were a lot of guys that were taken during this draft year?
Yeah, we had a record-breaking 10 players go from our team this year, and honestly, I think it was the Red Sox showing the most interest last night. So I kind of had, them in my head going into today, and then the Reds kind of snuck in there and picked me up.
Talk a little bit about the last time you and I chatted. You admitted to me that it was tough last year going through that and not getting that call. This year you get it done, and you said that you needed to do a little bit of self-reflection. Do you feel as though it was a little bit of mission accomplished after you got that phone call today?
Yeah, absolutely. It just felt like all the work that I had put in, and that last summer and everything I did, paid off. And I also realized that the job's not done yet. I still got a long way to go, and this is just, another step towards being a big leaguer. So,
what did you learn over the last year about yourself that has kind of brought you to this point now?
I just learned to be resilient. I would say was the main key. It's not everything's going to go your way all the time, and the sun's going to rise the next day. The world keeps turning, so you just got to get back on the horse in a sense, and just keep going, and eventually it'll pay off.
When you got that phone call, where were you?
I actually didn't even get a call. I was leaving a restaurant with like 6 or 8 of my teammates, and just seeing my phone in my friend's car, and I get a text from one of my teammates saying like congrats and stuff, and then I look at Twitter and it says 15th round Reds pick me, and then it just all like rushed to me, like all these feelings of accomplishment and disbelief almost, and I had to pinch myself a little bit, and it was awesome to be around my teammates at that time too. It was just a great feeling.
I was going to ask about that. You said that 10 of your teammates have been taken during this draft. It's got to be pretty special. You guys have had a really exceptional year, and you had an exceptional season as well. To be able to celebrate that aspect of it after a tough grind of a Nationals run, that's got to be pretty special despite the outcome of the season and the playoff run itself.
Yeah, absolutely. Gorski going second round. My roommate actually went in the 6th round, Tanner Gordon, and then Hall Frank, obviously. And it's just so awesome to see like the guys that you put in all this work with, and you see how hard they work, and it pays off for them too. So, just an incredible feeling, and just a sense of pride in the program, especially too.
So where do you go from here? Have you been in touch with the Reds yet, or is that still to be determined at this point? What's the game plan, I guess, over the next little while here?
Just barely been in touch with the scouting guy that was, in the Indiana area. So it sounds like I'm going to be heading to Arizona pretty soon here for a mini camp, and then after that we'll see where they send me.
Do you have any ideas yet on whether or not they want to focus on keeping you as a utility guy, or have you kind of been told whether it's going to be a fielder or a pitcher? What's sort of the game plan from here?
The game plan, as far as right now, is to continue being a two-way, pitching and hitting. Probably get some outfield work, first base work, and I can see myself playing third base as well. So, yeah, we'll see what happens. See where they like me at once they, see me up close and everything. So, yeah, we'll see.
You mentioned as well that this is sort of one step, and you want to be able to keep rolling and not take any of it for granted. When you look at that side of it, is that a big message that you'd like to pass along to a lot of those who didn't get their names called? I mean, there were quite a few kids even here in Alberta who were expecting to hear their name called, and it didn't happen. So what kind of message would you have for them?
I would just say that, I've been there. It's not a good feeling initially, but I mean, I could look at it and say there's really two ways to go about it. You can either, be hurt by it and sulk about it and, just feel bad for yourself and feel sorry for yourself. Or you can, use that as motivation and, go about your business with a little chip on your shoulder and something to prove. And it'll pay off in the end. It's all about really leaving not being able to look back on what you did with no regrets and just following their advice. Just being able to look back on the year and say, I did everything I could. And, you'll be able to live with that a lot easier, whether you get drafted or not. And, I think it'll just pay off in the end.
Final question for you. What does it mean to you to have been selected in the Major League Baseball draft?
It's just a dream come true. I mean, something for as long as I've played the game, this is the goal, or at least one of the goals on the way to playing in the major leagues. Like, this is, an essential to make it to the major leagues. And I just feel accomplished to the sense that, I've reached one of my goals, but I also understand that, it's not done yet. And there's still a lot of work to be done. Still a lot of learning for me to do, a lot of growing. And, I'm just really excited for the journey ahead and looking forward to getting in a Reds uniform.
I think a lot of us are really excited about it for you as well. I know it's been a long time coming. Matt, congratulations on being selected by the Cincinnati Reds. All the best as you head towards the next step in your journey, and looking forward to seeing where you go from here. Thanks so much for joining us on the podcast.
All right. Thank you very much. I appreciate it.
Thanks and congratulations again to both Josh and Matt on being drafted. Now, again, this is just part one of our look at the MLB draft and all of the Alberta connections. In the coming days, we'll have part two featuring more of these conversations with those who had their names called. So you'll want to subscribe wherever you're downloading the podcast on Podbean, Apple Podcasts, and Google Play. Thanks again to all of you as well for downloading and supporting Alberta Dugout Stories. We'll see you again next time.